Hello everyone, this is League of Meeple channel. This is Now we are going to try to play a Tash-Kalar game live in real time, and I'm going to explain while I'm playing. So let's see if we can find some player. Okay, I'm going to put the slow velocity to see the slow speed to try to explain the movement while I'm playing. Okay, let me check everything. So we can play with any deck, and the deck will be at random. So let's open the table for any player and wait a little. While we are waiting, uh, well, I'm playing board game arena, which is a platform where you can play a lot of board games for free. Tash-Kalar is one of them from Czech Game Edition, and it's my favorite semi-abstract game. Um, when it's almost abstract, but have a little of randomness. Um, well, basically, I suppose you are watching these videos because you like Tash-Kalar, or maybe you love board games. Tash-Kalar is like basically it's a two-player game. Also you can play like four players in this match. But today we're going to play high form, which is I'm going to put the interface in English. Let me check. Uh, Here. Language. English. Okay. Let's go back to the game. So it's like a confrontational game. I'm going to show you here on the board. Basically, the aim of the game is, well, I'm going to, this is a game already played, and it's recorded in the system, so I can go forward and see how they play. Um, Basically, what you need to do is to achieve 9 points, and you achieve this point by obtaining this task over here. Um, what you do in your turn is to place basic pieces on the board, or well, you got two actions. One of them is to place a piece on the board. The other, you can place two pieces for your two actions, or place a piece um, and summon a bean, or summon two beans if you have enough pieces on the board. And the other action is discarding. So discarding is normally you're not going to use that action, but it's very useful. And the most you play, the most you realize is one of the important action in the game, especially when your enemy is destroying all your pieces, which is not the aim of this high form, except when you got a task about related with destruction. So discarding, well, when you discard a card, you must discard one of the bins you have in your hand, which are the discards here, and you can return other bins to the bottom of your deck, and legends, you can return the legends to the bottom of the legend deck, and flowers, which are cards that help you to recover and to catch up your opponent if he has destroyed a lot of pieces. Um, so, for instance, okay, let's see this game. Well, they the first players have only one action, the second player has two actions, and he plays two pieces on the board. So he's trying to form a pattern with the pieces. Why? Because in the card you got patterns that you have to reproduce, to copy on the board, no? To summon the beans. No? So the green player created this pattern with one piece here, 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 and then summon this bean. So you summon the bean in the white square, on the board. Well, it's depicted here on the card. When you summon the bean, you can summon you put a piece on the board, which normally, well, it can be a basic piece like this or upgraded piece. What this is called heroic piece. Um, According to the card, you can see on the top left corner there is only one sword. That means that this bean is a basic bean. In this card, on the top of the corner to the left, there are two sword crosses, and this means it's an heroic piece. And after you summon the bean on the white square and on the center, you see there is an action you immediately do, which in this case upgraded one common piece of each color. In this case, we got two players, which means you are going to upgrade one of your pieces and one of your opponent pieces. Upgraded means well, transforming the one basic piece into heroic piece. But you can also upgrade in very special situations. You can upgrade an heroic piece to a legendary piece with which are like this, with two crosses and a helmet, two sword crosses and helmet. These are legendary beings. Normally you are going to summon them. You are not going to upgrade them, but there are special situations, special cards that allow you to do that. So, this player is going to upgrade one piece. Obviously, this piece, white, and all this other piece here. Why? Because he's trying to get the task, and the task is this here. This task Raven dominance, which means you have more upgraded PC on red square and more upgraded PC on green square than your opponent does. No? So in this case, he's got one red upgraded piece on the red and upgraded piece on the green, so he can claim this task. Okay. Well, this is the I have to press the play button. So he had already claimed these tags. So this player has 2 points. And now is the blue player turn. So let's see what he's going to do. Well, basically that's what you are doing during the gameplay: placing pieces, summoning beings, and claiming tasks. At the moment, well, at the end of the game arrive when one player achieves 9 points, and in that moment, the end of the game is triggered. The player who triggers the end of the game is going to be the player who played the last turn. So, if well, if I'm the green player and I trigger the end of the game, the blue player will play one more turn, and I will play the green player the last turn. So basically, this is the base the game. And I'm going to introduce also the flares. Flares, well, as you can see here, you got on the left. You got the piece difference between the two players. So the blue player has -1 upgrade piece. That means the upgrade piece can be a heroic piece like this one, or um, a legendary piece like this one. You got 14, well, more, you got like 18, 17 pieces. basic pieces, and if you flip the piece, it become a heroic piece, and you got three legendary pieces. This is important because there are some, well, one card to the Deathbringer, I think, from the white deck, who can remove one of the pieces from the game. So this is important because I forgot to tell you. At the end of the, well, you get the points by getting the task, and also at the end of the game, for each legendary piece of your color on the board. So if you got three pieces, you can get up to three points from legendary pieces. But if one of the pieces removed from the game, you can get up to only 2 points. So what I want talking it was the piece difference here, and this means that the green player, let me check, the blue player has one upgraded pieces less than the green player. As we see on the board, the green player has two upgraded pieces and the blue player has one upgraded piece. And this means the total number of pieces on the board. That includes common pieces, upgrade, heroic pieces, and legendary pieces. In this case, there is a difference of one. So if we count 1, 2, 3, 4 green pieces and 1, 2, 3 blue pieces. So there is a difference of minus 1, minus 1. When I can use this flare? You can use the flare long as soon as you you got less pieces than your opponent. For instance, on the upgraded part, you got three pieces less, upgraded pieces less than your opponent, and on the bottom, if your opponent has a total of more than 6 pieces than you. You don't need to to have the two conditions. If you have only the upper part, you can use the flare and have the benefit from the upper part. If you have only the bottom part, you can get the benefit from the bottom part. If you fulfill both requirements, you can get both benefits. In this case, the upper part means you can place a common piece of your color on any empty square, and the bottom part says place one heroic piece of your color on any empty square. So this is a mechanism very useful because sometimes your opponent is going to try to destroy all your pieces to not allow you to play. That's is part of the game, and this is a way to compensate that, because your opponent is not going to get points destroying pieces unless there is a task saying you have to destroy opponent pieces to get the points. And so if your opponent is destroying a lot of pieces, you can use the task to catch up your opponent, and it will help you or to claim tasks or to balance the pieces on the board, and to get the same pieces as your opponent has. So basically, this is the game. I'm not sure if I forget something to say. There are a lot of beans. Each deck has 18 beans, and you draw 3 at the beginning and 2 legendary cards and 1 flare. And as soon as you play one, well, at the end of your turn, you need to, well, you have to full your hand again with cards: 3 beans, 2 legends, and 1 flare. If you use it all your cards, you're going to draw 3 beans, 2 legends, and 1 flare. Basically, that's all. Maybe I forget something. You can write me if you have any question. There is a tutorial here in Board Game Arena, and you can follow it. It's written in proper English, not like mine. But the reason I'm trying to explain the game is because I love this game. I love this game will become more famous and more players play it. If I can make it is get at least 10% as famous as chess, I will be very happy. So there is another way to play this game, which is death match. And in death match, what you do is to get point by destroying your opponent pieces. That's it. If you destroy two common pieces, you get 1 point. If you destroy one heroic piece, you get 1 point. And if you destroy a legendary piece with this symbol here, this piece over here, you get 2 points. Also, if you summon a legendary piece, you get 1 point. And the end of the game, well, and you get also points if your opponent play a flare card. You get 1 point. So, because it's a little tricky to play the deathmatch, because if your opponent has a very good starting hand, that's mean, in my opinion, cheap creatures, 2 pieces or 3 pieces to summon, very powerful. That's a very highly destructive being. He's going to dominate at the beginning, and you need to wait for the right moment to play the task and recover. Because if you play too many tasks, sorry, too many flares, your opponent is going to get a lot of points. So it's very difficult to master that. But if you master that in deathmatch, you are going to become a very good player and have fun. That's my experience. Well, in deathmatch, and you trigger the end of the game when a players reach 18 points. That's something I forgot to tell you about high form. And is if I in deathmatch, if I use a flare card and my opponent has 17 points, by using the flare card, I'm giving him 1 more point, so he has a total of 18. So the game, I trigger the end of the game. So my opponent is not going to be the last player to play a turn. It's going to be me, okay? And that's also important because normally you want to be the last player. Well, normally, if I tell you the truth, I think always I want to be the last player doing the last movement. So that's important. Okay, the other thing, also you can, this also for both games, forms, a high form and deathmatch, you can also trigger the end of the game if one of the deck run out of cards. So you have 3 cards being on your hand and 15 being on your deck. If a player draw the last card from his deck, he triggers the end of the game. Okay, that's the other point, and that's it. I think this is the whole game basically. Deathmatch, also you can play deathmatch with 3 or 4 players, which is quite funny, but it's fun, but it's a little game making. If I don't know if I can say that, but it's sometimes you can go everybody for the strongest player, but you can recover from that. It's more difficult, but you can play 3 to 4 players. Um, and that's all. The way to score is different in 3 and 4 players, if I remember well. For 3 4 players, if the player who are achieve 10 points, and for 3 players, I think the player who achieve 13 points, if I remember well. Um, yeah, but you need to destroy pieces equally. That means if you want to have 2 points, you need to destroy pieces to get pieces from each all of your opponents to achieve these 2 points. That's it. If I'm, for instance, the red player, I need to destroy um, 2 pieces from here, 2 heroic pieces, I get 2 points, and if I destroy all the 3 pieces here, I get other 2 points. That means in my total score, I get 2 points. But if I only destroy 2 green pieces, I don't have any point. I get 2 points on the green score, but I need 2 points on the blue score also to have a total of 2 points in the whole game. Well, that's all. I think nobody joined to the real time, or, or yes, I don't know, or maybe no, nobody joined it. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try again. If we cannot play here, maybe we can play other day. Okay, let's check how many people is watching this. Yeah, as I suppose, nobody. What is the chat? Well, I don't control the Twitch yet. Yeah, I'm transmitting. Fortunately, I press the button. Otherwise, I have to repeat everything. Okay, there you go. Otherwise, I have to repeat everything. Okay, yeah, that's all. Well, let's wait for a little more. What I'm going to do other day is to explain in English my previous turn-based game, because you can play in board game arena in real time or on turn-based. And I will find a good match and explain my movement, uh, what I was doing and why. And I think that's going to be very useful if you want to learn about this game. Mm, so if you have any question, I think I'm going to upload this video also to YouTube, to my YouTube channel, which actually is empty. This is going to be the first video. Is the Tash-Kalar's explanation. Okay, so nobody's joining, so I hope you have a good time watching the video. I recommend you to watch the tutorial in here in Board Game Arena, which is quite easy to follow, and probably I'm sure you will understand much more than my explanation. Okay, I'm going to show you a little of the tutorial, which is watch a game pro. No, what is the tutorial? It's the game in okay, here tutorial. Okay, this okay. He explained the tutorial explain everything. The end of the game, explaining. Okay, I have to choose. So you're going to do the actions at the same time. So you choose your school. With this is Imperial, one of the basic, one of the more balanced school. Okay. Okay. Well, he's talking about the square. You have seen. I didn't explain the square, but your hand, the beans, the legends, the flare. Well, here all I tell you about the cars, the pieces, etc., and the task over here. You can claim. Okay, well, the task red summoning means like summon 2 beans in one turn and one turn and at least one of them on a red square. Color summoning 2 beans on red or green squares. And corner chain, well, you have to put pieces to form a chain from corner to corner. And line dominance, that means you have at least 6 more pieces than your opponent in one of the line crossing the dark square. So like this, six like this, six like this, like this, like this. Okay, so please use the tutorial, play for free. Tash-Kalar is one of those games you don't need to be premium member in Board Game Arena to play. You can open tables. Other games you need to be premium member to open tables, or to if you're not all a premium member, you need to wait somebody opens a table to join. But does not happen with Tash-Kalar. That I think, in my opinion, is is very good for the game because abstract game needs to be played a lot, um, and this will help the game to be more famous. So you can play for free, you can play real time, you can play turn-based, you can play single game, you can play arena mode, which is like the system will select best players according to your level, and you will fight to get the title from the season. You can choose manual opponent. For instance, I can pick this one, but this is turn-based. That's the reason I'm not going to play because it's, it's not real time. And you can play with friends, or the system will select automatically your opponent. So that's all. This was Tash-Kalar. This is League of Meeple. I hope you enjoyed the transmission. Next time I will transmit a real-time match, or I will explain one of my previous match step by step. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for subscribe so you can follow me. I don't know how do you say that. You can subscribe or just follow me. This is a channel only to promote Tash-Kalar and probably other two-player game that I really like. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching and see you.